Hello, friends.
The Bears are who we thought they were.
The Bears. The Bears.
I am the great Cornholio.
We'll see what happens.
Playoffs?
See, Sean McDonough, Jay Billis. Goats!
Can you play a song? Something cool. Put my mic on!
I'm calling both games.
Oh, baby! Are you serious? Goes down the field for Smith.
Oh, he got it!
Seattle. We're getting ready for Cincinnati.
Last week we had a crazy story in the NHL, and if you don't remember it, it was the LA Kings forward Brandon Lemieux bit somebody, and then he got suspended. So this week we had another crazy story in the NHL. No, nobody got bit. It wasn't that crazy. It was a little more mild than last week's rabid bitten, somebody got bit story. Just so weird. I keep thinking about it over and over again. It's so weird. But according to a report on Wednesday, the Arizona Coyotes were at risk of losing access to their home arena. Yep, you heard me correctly. Not their practice facility, not, anything else. The home arena where they play the home games. It was due to more than $1 million worth of unpaid city and state taxes, and the city of Glendale informed the Coyotes that team employees and vendors would be barred from the venue if the Coyotes did not pay the $250,000 in outstanding city taxes by December 20th. I mean, could you imagine? You get up and you're going to the arena for practice or for a game or whatever, right? Like, what if they played a game on like Thursday or Friday or whatever, right? Well, actually, no, it said by December 20th, so I guess it was going to be like later this month. Imagine if they were going in for a game, like the 21st or whatever, and they can't get in, and the NHL had to come out and be like, yeah, so we had to postpone the game because somebody didn't pay their taxes, so the game's postponed. Can you imagine? Like, that'd be crazy. So of course the Coyotes, Arizona Coyotes, jumps right in on this, and now the team is current on their bills and tax liabilities and all that good stuff. And the Coyotes came out with a statement on Wednesday that blamed, quote, human error for the accounting issues. All right, sure, human error on $250,000 of outstanding city taxes and more than $1 million worth of city and state taxes. Got it. Human error. Got it. The statement also said that the team has already launched an investigation to determine, quote, how this could have happened. Well, I'll tell you how it happened. It happened because you didn't pay your bills, man. I mean, that's pretty much it. And, it's just crazy. How do you think this happened? Well, you didn't pay your taxes. You didn't pay your bills. That's how it happened. Simple as that. There's no tinfoil hat theory to explain how this happened. It happened because you didn't pay your bills. So I mean, that's the investigation. I found it. Done. Investigation's done. You didn't pay your bills. That's it. So just something you should know on this, right? This may have come out of nowhere. I mean, it came out of nowhere for anybody, whether you know what was going on with them or not. But something you should know about this before you kind of form your opinion or whatever. This all comes after the city of Glendale told the team that the city was opting out of its lease agreement with the team at the end of the NHL season. That happened back in August. So I didn't know that first, right? I didn't know that was like that. I didn't know that happened in August. So I read this and I was caught off guard by it. I was like, wow, why would a team like not pay their bills, right? That seems like a pretty standard thing that happens. Like, you just pay your bills and you have access to your arena and all that good stuff, right? I've never heard of a team losing access to their arena because they didn't pay their bills. I've never heard that happen before. Maybe it has happened before, but I have never heard of it. And then when I got to the end of the article and I read about how Glendale said, hey, we're opting out of the agreement with the team at the end of the season, then I was like, oh, Okay, that explains a lot, right? I mean, why else would a team like just not pay their taxes, right? Or not pay their local or state bills? Because it was the city of Glendale's taxes, the city taxes that they owed more than $250,000 on, coming after the city told them, hey, we don't want a team, we don't want an NHL team here anymore. So that makes sense, right? It seems like what happened was, actually, open the investigation back up. I have new details. Here's what happened. So, City of Glendale said, yeah, we're gonna opt out of the lease agreement with the team at the end of the season, and we're basically done with the NHL after this season. And so what happened was, I'd be willing to bet that, I'm not a betting man, but if I was, I'd be willing to bet that what happened was the Arizona Coyotes said, all right, fine, all right, that's cool. We just won't pay your taxes then. That's fine. And then the City of Glendale found out, maybe a lot later than maybe they should have, and they said, oh, okay, so I see what's going on. We're playing a little game here. Well, two can play at that game, and we'll lock you out of your arena if you don't pay the taxes. So, then the Coyotes said, "Oh, well, okay. I guess we'll pay the taxes then. All right, you win. We'll pay the taxes." But as somebody told me, when it doesn't add up, it all adds up, right? You think about this, and you're like, "Wow, why would a team not pay their local taxes for the arena?" Right? It doesn't make any sense, right? And as I said, I've never heard of a team not paying their local taxes and getting locked out of their arena. Never heard of anything like that. Never heard of such a thing. Well, then when you find out that this all comes after the City of Glendale said, "Hey, we're opting out of our agreement with your team for the NHL after the NHL season," then it's like, oh, okay. Well, I bet you that's what happened. They just got fed up with what they told them, and okay. But thinking about it, it'll be interesting. Where are the Arizona Coyotes going to go? Because I always think of like the Coyotes. I always think of Arizona, and I always think that I always think that everything was going good down there. You know what I mean? Like I always figured that things are going okay. The team had a good year a couple of years ago. Like they'll be okay. And now all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, things are not going so great down there in Arizona. But where are they going to go? To be sincere and quite honest with you, where are they going to go? I'm thinking of it this way. And I don't know what the hockey market is like in these places, and I touched on this about a couple months ago, 2 months ago, when the LA Kings and Vegas Golden Knights played an exhibition game at the Utah Jazz Arena. And I turned on the game, excuse me, and I was like, hey, Staples Center looks a lot different than what I remember. And well, it was because it wasn't Staples Center, it was the Utah Jazz home arena. And I'm wondering if that's maybe a possibility for the Coyotes. Do they maybe go to Utah? Perhaps you see them go to Indianapolis. Again, I don't know what the hockey market is like in Indianapolis. I would imagine that a lot of people there are probably Detroit Red Wings fans or Chicago Blackhawks fans. But there's no team in Indianapolis, and I think because Arizona, I believe, with Seattle being the expansion team, I believe they moved Arizona to the Central Division, right? The Central Division. So putting them in Indianapolis would be would put them a lot closer to those teams in the Central Division. I think the team that they're closest, they're definitely the farthest team west in the Central Division. I think the team they're closest to is the Dallas Stars, I believe. But other than that, I think the other teams in the Central are Nashville, Chicago, Detroit, and Minnesota, right? I believe those are the teams in the Central. So Indianapolis, in terms of being close in proximity to other Central Division teams, that would make sense. I don't really know what the hockey market is like out there. Utah, the only problem is, being in Utah is arguably further away from the teams that they play in the division than where they're at right now. So I'm not really sure. But, I don't know. Like, it's a true question. Where would they go? Because, are they going to plop them? I guess Houston maybe, but I don't know that you really need 2 hockey teams in Texas. You know what I mean? I don't know that that's really going to be. I don't know that they're going to find financial success there. Is my point. Because anybody that's in Texas that likes hockey is probably a Dallas Stars fan. You could suggest a place like Oklahoma City or somewhere in Kansas City. Kansas City, actually, yeah, okay, I could see that. But again, that's a much bigger issue of what is the hockey market like out there. Is there an appetite for hockey for an NHL team in those cities? I don't know, because I don't live out there, and I don't know anybody that does, so I can't really say, hey, what do you guys think about having a hockey team? It's just not something that I can do or something that I could know. But those are just some suggestions that just come out of on kind of a right off the bat basis on where they might go. Because again, I get it, right? You think about Arizona, the desert, and the first thing that comes to mind is definitely not ice hockey. So I get it. I get the kind of where the financial success isn't there, but that also leads me to think, okay, where can they go that they will find that success? Because off the top of my head, I don't know of a lot of places. I don't know of one immediate place that I think that's the place that needs a hockey team. I truly can't think of one. And Atlanta maybe, but we know how that went down with the Atlanta Thrashers, right? So, are we really going to try that again? I don't know. So, again, I think a lot of the places that don't have a hockey team, it's for a reason, and so I don't really know where they're going to go. And there was a rumor on that where they might go, and the rumor was like they were going to stay in the state of Arizona, but they were going to move to. Here we go. Arizona. This is according to an article on ESPN. Arizona has been eyeing a potential shift to Tempe. Is it Tempe or is it? I think it's Tempe. But that project is under strain. I guess they're having some difficulty there. The city of Tempe is still reviewing the Coyotes' proposal when news of the team's financial issues came out on Wednesday, and they had no comment on whether or not those the revelations of those issues will impact their process at all. So it'll be odd to see where will they go. Will they stay in Arizona, or will they hit the road and relocate somewhere else in the country?